Hello there, good morning, everybody. This is Pastor Shibu John from Toronto, Canada, on the 10th of September 2025. This morning, we are going to meditate from Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1. Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1. Now, faith is the certainty of things hoped for, a proof of things not seen. Our focal point for today's meditation is blessings that faith would bring. This particular devotional recount the famine in Samaria due to the Syrian siege leading to extreme desperation. Prophet Elisha prophesies God's deliverance, but the king's commander doubts and misses out on the blessing. The incident or the event or the situation highlights the themes of faith in dire circumstances or terrible circumstances and the consequences of disbelief, and is also a direct definition of faith. The latter part of Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1 demonstrate the kind of faith, trust which produces obedience, results in God's blessing and approval. The context here is in the book of 2 Kings chapter 6 verses 24 up to chapter 7 and verse 20. The people of Samaria experienced extreme famine due to the Syrian siege. The city is stripped of its resources, leading to unimaginable desperation, where even mothers consider eating their own children. The king of Israel, in his despair, turns his anger towards Prophet Elisha, holding him responsible for the calamity. In the midst of this chaos or confusion, Prophet Elisha delivers a surprising prophecy. God will miraculously provide deliverance and abundance. This declaration is met with skepticism, particularly from the king's commander, who doubts God's ability to intervene in such a troublesome, difficult situation. Elisha's prophecy is fulfilled, but the commander's disbelief leads to his death or demise, illustrating the severe consequences of a lack of faith. The story or the incident challenges us to consider our own responses to desperate circumstances. Do we, like the king and his commander, allow despair to cloud our faith, or do we cling on to God's promises even when the situation seems hopeless? And you know what? When faced with seemingly impossible obstacles, it's easy to lose hope. However, Elisha's unwavering faith and the miraculous outcome remind us that God's power transcends our circumstances. Our perspective, looking back on the example of the patriarchs, should inspire confidence that God will make good on his promises, even if our earthly lives don't last long enough to see them come to execution or completion. God creates out of things we cannot see, both in a literal physical sense as well as a spiritual sense. Just because we don't understand how God will act does not mean he cannot or will not act. So today, let us examine the areas in our life where we feel hopeless and desperate. Are there situations that seem impossible to overcome in our lives? Let us reflect on Elisha's faith and the miraculous deliverance that came from God despite the terrible or dire circumstances. So today, let us commit to trusting in God's provision and timing instead of yielding or surrendering to despair. Choose to hold on. Let us choose to hold on to the assurance of his promises. Let us pray for increased faith and the strength to believe in God's deliverance, even when we cannot see the way out. Remember, doubt can rob us of the blessings that faith would bring. Let me repeat that one more time. Doubt can rob us of the blessings that faith would bring. Have a very blessed day and God be with you.